Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk Jurassic World Dominion. This is, unfortunately, really not a good film. Now, wait, I know there'll be lots of people that perhaps haven't watched this and going, why are you saying that? Well, look, for a dinosaur film, I'd like the focus to have some dinosaur focus. Now, that's not to say that our human characters can't carry the film along. And, of course, they do even in this. But when the plot doesn't actually revolve around the dinosaurs or the humans and something else that's far less interesting than genetically recreated dinosaurs, yeah, I feel like we may have jumped the shark on this franchise, which is saying something because, of course, genetically creating dinosaurs jumped the shark upon its inception. Now, I really like Jurassic Park. I think it's a beautiful film. It captures awe and sort of wonderment so effortlessly. And the practical effects blended with CG were just near perfect. They hold up even to this day. And I will stand by that. So the pros of Jurassic World Dominion. They did a very good job on some instances, because it's actually not across the board. Their effects work. The effects blended with practical. A lot of it is really good, but then there is some instances where it's really bad, and some of it felt quite rushed, or they chose odd contrasting colours for sort of CG elements to blend up against, which became too glaring. And as a result of that, it looked like lighting was off, and it just became very apparent that we were looking at sort of effects work. But the pros are, yeah, they added a lot more animatronics in this movie. A lot more, in fact. And a lot of it was very, very, very good. Very good. The acting is good throughout from a lot of people. I actually felt like the original cast did a really poor job, in fact. Jeff Goldblum, for instance, I don't know whether he fully remembers his character, but the mannerisms that, Dr. Ian Malcolm, he had quite profound mannerisms that gave him a very unique characterization. And I feel like maybe Jeff Goldblum sort of forgot that. I'm guessing. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. Everyone did a good job acting-wise. The young girl who plays Maisie Lockwood, the clone, good enough. The barometer and the marker for child actors is going up now. They're getting better and better, and she's not as good as she could be, as some others are out there. She might have obviously served her purpose as a younger girl, and obviously had to keep the actress involved, perhaps. So we'll talk some more non-spoilers before we get into spoilers, and I'll give you fair warning, ladies and gentlemen. The prologue that you saw isn't in the film. Now, I know you might be going, well, why are you telling me that in non-spoilers? I think it's important, actually, that a lot of what was stipulated pre-movie doesn't happen. So the prologue, not in the film, don't know why, doesn't make any sense. Scene with the T-Rex, not in the film, doesn't make any sense. You know, the T-Rex in the cinema, it's not there. Why isn't it there? Very odd decisions. Commentary from Colin Trevorrow saying that, you know, the battle at Big Rock would be indicative of the film we're going to be getting. Not the film we're getting in any way, shape or form. And those things are really important. The music, lacking. And again, Jurassic Park had some of the most amazing score, which just added to that awe and wonderment, and it made you feel you're witnessing something special, right? The music in that film was a character. Not in this. It's sort of blended in. And yes, there are moments where we hear the original score, and it does just slightly bring us back up. But no. The sound mixing, I watched it on IMAX, and you know what? I actually felt like the sound mixing wasn't that good. The audio levels were kind of all over the place. It could have been because it was an IMAX screen, and Some films for IMAX just don't work, or some films, you know, ported into IMAX just don't work. I don't know. That's about it. For non-spoilers. I guess the last thing I could say for non-spoilers, ladies and gents, is this is a film franchise that they are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on. And yet, we're not getting anything that interesting. That much care being taken there. The action set pieces weren't even that good. Some of it was, you know, on the edge of your seat, but it was just too drawn out, too long. And overall, it was actually quite boring. But that's because the story was boring. And we're going to touch on that now in the spoiler section of this video. And this will just be a little bit ranty, and I'll say it from the off that it will be a little bit ranty. But it's more because there's so much potential with this franchise, this property. Now, what is the story? Locusts. Yeah, ladies and gents, the focus of this film are locusts wiping out the food chain. Biosyn is actually the company that I think the character's name was Ned, the fat guy from the first one, was trying to sell those embryos to. Biosyn. Biosyn is in this film. Engines no more. They've got all the dinosaurs. They've built a sanctuary, and we've got this Steve Jobs type character, quite literally modelled after Steve Jobs. Very weird, bit of a pain in the ass, shit character, wholly unlikable, but he's meant to be, so I guess did a good job. They've created, with Dr. Wu, locusts. For some unbeknownst reason, it's not actually stipulated why. You think you know why, because they're going around eating all the crops that aren't biosyn grain. But then they need to stop them as well. So I don't know why. Doesn't make much sense. But anyway, that's the focus of the film. That's our MacGuffin. That's the reason why everything's happening. That's why the old guys are brought back in. Locusts. It was very uninspired. And now some people I've read in the comment section of, you know, some videos that I've done on this already, believe that it is actually like in the novels, Michael Crichton novels. I don't care. It's boring. It's crap. I don't think any child will go to this movie and go, yeah, I really care about these locusts. I could be wrong, obviously. But it seemed like a very strange narrative choice to go with. Yeah, locusts. Anyway, it's really boring. There's a long film as well, or it felt long. I actually legitimately looked at my watch quite a few times. It felt like a long film. I was getting really sincerely bored with it. And the thing is, there's so many elements in here which should be good. A lot. But then there's dumb things that they've done. So you remove the prologue, which has a fight between Giganotosaurus and T-Rex. Okay, so you remove that, but then you still include the final encounter with them at the end, which is supposed to be this big brutal scene that you're going to be like, wow, yeah, cool, go Rexy. It doesn't have the same weight behind it because you removed the setup. I don't know why they did this. It's very strange. The whole film is an expensive mess. A boring, expensive mess. And the thing is, the last film I watched last week, yeah, it was last week, was Top Gun Maverick. That was in IMAX as well. And comparing both experiences, they are poles apart. if you're going to go watch a film this week and you're taking your kids, I'd recommend taking them to watch Top Gun Maverick. If you can. I can't remember the age rating. I'm old. I don't look at age ratings anymore. I probably should for this. But point is, children will enjoy Top Gun Maverick. I actually think children will be bored of Jurassic World Dominion. I genuinely do. I think they'll be bored. I don't think they'd get bored with Maverick. So it's a disappointment because this is supposed to be the end. Nothing's changed. Dinosaurs are still... We're in the same position we were in at the end of the first Jurassic World. Doesn't make any sense. It's a very, very stupid, ill thought out trilogy. Disappointing. Very, very disappointing. If you've seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you mirror any of what I've said, let me know down below. Even if you disagree, let me know why. Give the video a big thumbs up. Do share it. Thanks so much. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.